everybody. The week is almost over. It is Thursday. It's a little bit early, and even though it's Thursday, we have had a ton of trailers this week. My name is Brandon Jones. I work for GameTrailers.com. Lots of trailers to watch, lots of trailers to talk about. So if you're not doing anything at the moment, let's all go to the trailers. I am joined by Mr. Kyle Bossman.
Hi, everybody.
And Mrs. Elise Willems.
Hey, guys.
Who is replacing Daniel Bloodworth, who is at our new offices at Defy in Beverly Hills, playing a game that you will find out later on. The game that he's checking out. So he is off-site, and we have to be early because you're leaving today, Kyle, in a couple hours. So everybody's going different places, so we have a different cast today. But I think, moving forward with GameTrailers, I'd like to bring at least one person in on a Let's Go show in the future. Maybe Mr. Damiani, maybe Mr. Huber, to come in and talk about trailers. Doesn't have to be all blood all the time.
Damiani's a grump, though.
He is a grump.
Huber would bring nonstop hype. Every single trailer he'd be hyped about.
I had a conversation with Huber. He says he hates trailers.
What?
He said he hates trailers. Any trailer that's CG is nonsense. He has very strong opinions about trailers.
I will do an all CG episode and invite Mr. Huber to come join us. But we got lots of trailers, so let's get into them. Pokemon, woo!
Hey.
Pokemon Ruby Sapphire, which I recognize is a game that is coming out. I'm familiar with it, and that it is the second or third or fourth or fifth remake of Red and Blue, the original Pokemon adventure.
No, not at all. This is a remake of Ruby and Sapphire.
Oh, of Ruby and Sapphire. Oh,
yeah.
And the first time we've seen gameplay.
Actually, yes. This is our first gameplay of this game.
And the sequel to what I considered, at least, the worst trailer I've ever seen in my entire life, which was the little intro with Pikachu jumping out and being excited, and then box art, and then a release date.
That's pretty bad. I mean, Pikachu kind of saves it because he's adorable, which he's also very adorable in this trailer with his little cosplay, which we'll see.
There's lots of adorable stuff going on in this trailer, but the payoff is seeing these characters remade. I mean, have we seen any of these fighters before? Any of these?
Right. Yeah. You're
looking
here's
for.
Their new
trainers,
look.
Right?
Yeah. Elite Four, even they just show by the end. Look, everyone knows I love Pokemon. This trailer reeks of budget. This seems like a budget trailer, which is absurd to me considering how much money this series makes. Why is your trailer so cheap?
Get into it. Why is it cheap? I don't know.
So, what I mean by that is they're showing a lot of 2D art assets. The music is just this one blaring, it's the Pokemon theme the whole time. And just presented in a very matter-of-fact way. I mean, they're delivering information to us, which is the good part. There's nothing artful about it.
Compared to other Pokemon trailers, do you recall Pokemon trailers in the past that did that?
No. And to be honest, this is on the high end of what a Pokemon trailer is willing to give us.
Do you think that this is kind of in tune with the very matter-of-fact delivery style that Nintendo's adopted for their the directs? And they kind of just seem to present their games now. This is it, this is the game, and that's what this feels like to me.
Mm-hmm, that's exactly what this is.
I do think it's weird to get the dual art, where the character comes in and then shows you the gameplay of the art that you're looking at.
Yeah.
But a little slightly more pixelated due to the 3DS. You kind of have to sell 3DS games this way. You can't really go full screen unless your game's really going to wow somebody, like a Kid Icarus, or like a game that has a lot of action or really takes advantage of the hardware.
Challenge the Elite Four. Yeah, that's so weird. There's no VO. There's nothing to really like if you don't already like this.
It's just a bunch of gym rats.
So where do we begin, Kyle? Do we get more into the story? Do we have more gameplay? Like you were saying, they bring in the art. You don't like having the 2D art and those characters posing and stuff. Just get right into it. You were saying about the one track that they stuck to. Maybe switch out some more music. Maybe hear the new music that's going to be in this game, or maybe a remix of an old track.
I mean, I'm sure this is the track that'll be in the game itself. It's just oh man, It's tough. It's tough to say, hey, spend more money on your trailer, because that's such a mean thing to say. So it's hey...
Oh, I have no problem saying that.
I wish they would. I wish they would just show us how expensive you made, how much money you spent on this game. Give us an expensive trailer. It seems weird for this to have such a budget trailer.
I also remember, what was the latest Pokemon game that had the giant, eagle-looking thing? It had the commercials with the kids, in live action, where they were, out in a field somewhere, playing, practicing the Pokemon. Was that?
Yeah, that could be black and white. I mean, that's kind of one called Rufflet.
But that's a little misleading, don't you think? Doing these huge, big-budget CG sequences with cartoons flying around. It's well, that's not what it's going to look like on the 3DS. So.
No, of course it isn't, but that's what you imagine, and that's why I'm okay with something like that.
Okay.
During the Nintendo Direct this year, they had that kid who, goes into a cave with a backpack on. You remember him? I'm perfectly okay with that. That sells the adventure more than this does to me, which just makes me feel like I'm buying a product.
Are there any new mechanics that you see in this trailer that you're excited for?
No, I mean, to you two who probably haven't played Ruby and Sapphire, when you see the secret bases, does that look like something you want?
That does look kind of cool. I'm actually enticed by the thing where he's like, you got to go find out where secret bases could be, which leads me to believe that maybe you can pick where it is.
You can, yeah. You pick where your secret base is.
Which is kind of cool. Yeah. I am tempted to play a Pokemon. I'm just frightened by it. Because I'm sure I'd be very terrible at it, like jumping in.
You can't be terrible at a Pokemon game.
Want to bet? I'll prove it to you. Yeah, I'm feeling a 6, maybe on this.
Yeah, it's real weird because normally, like, what I try to judge it by is just like, did it communicate the message that it wished to communicate? And it totally did. It sold us on its features, its individual features, but I don't feel like it sold us on a game that we want to have. Do you know, if you know what I mean? It didn't sell the adventure. It didn't sell, hey, there's a new Pokemon game coming out.
I like the Pikachu cosplay section. Nothing wrong with that.
No, yes, there is. Oh my gosh. 6.2.
Elise?
I'll give it a
out of 10.
A 5.5 because I'm
really
not,
quick with her first score, and let's all go to the trailers.
Coming out hot.
It didn't make me excited, and it didn't pique my interest in becoming a Pokemon lover. It is very in tune with Nintendo's current branding and how they're presenting all their games, and it is true to itself. But I agree with you, Kyle. It's just not exciting.
Do you think any more trailers will be released for Super Smash Brothers that will not be appearing on Let's All Go to the Trailers? It's just like they're a law that we have to talk about these.
But they're all so good,
We
Brandon.
did get a lot of really good trailers this week. I'm actually, at the end of the show, I usually talk about 3 trailers. I'm going to talk about 5 other trailers that we're not going to directly talk about and watch. Every announcement, even like Captain Falcon, who we've seen a billion times, gets this huge triumphant moment with these characters from Fire Emblem.
He has to.
I do not have a grand history with Fire Emblem. I have played the games before, but I've never completed any of them. So this trailer, I didn't go, oh boy, these guys. But at the same time, it is really exciting. I like the shot of all 4 characters jumping up at the end, and having all of these characters in a property that's not even their game. Yeah. It's just getting ridiculous. All of the stuff that's in each Smash Brothers game. But compared to other Smash Brothers character reveals, maybe not as highly produced. Maybe not as exciting as maybe some of the E3 reveals or Little Mac or other stuff. What'd you think? You raised your hands in the air like you just didn't care, Kyle Bossman, when I started playing this trailer.
You know I love Fire Emblem Awakening. That's the 3DS one from last year. That CG intro was from the company that did the CG in Fire Emblem Awakening. So it's like they're already matching that style. So we're already in the world of Fire Emblem Awakening. Then Captain Falcon shows up. Are you kidding me? It's so good. It's so good to not only like bring in these characters from these worlds, but also like match the cutscenes of the games they belong to is, to me, really interesting. And of course, nobody was really pulling for this character. This is your avatar. This is who you are in Fire Emblem Awakening. That's why you can pick female or male. And Lucina, man, these characters look so good in 3D. They're just wonderful renderings of them. Man, I'm pumped for this.
Elise more or less pumped for Super Smash Brothers with this trailer.
So excited. Captain Falcon is one of my go-tos. If I want a bit heavier, I go Ganondorf. Mm-hmm. Same move set.
Yeah.
But the way that Nintendo teases that Falcon Punch at the beginning, it just gets you so pumped up. He pulls it back.
You know it's coming.
It's coming, and then he looks up, and it's so awesome. And yeah, I can't wait to play as Captain Falcon.
But that's an example of an industry joke, a franchise joke.
Yeah.
That is very specific and definitely like endearing to fans and something that only they will understand. And not only like you have to have F-Zero knowledge, but you have to have Smash Brothers knowledge. These PSs are ridiculous. I'm actually really curious if this was done as an actual postscript, as actually like they made the trailer and they were like, wait a minute.
Should have mentioned that.
We totally forgot. Oh, we gotta put this trailer up today. Well, let's just put like a PS thing at the end. Mm-hmm. Or if they intended to do that and they thought that was cheeky, maybe a better way they could do that. But then again, maybe that was intentional. I can't tell.
Oh yeah, dude. It's all just Sakurai's playing around with these trailers is what's so fun to me. Is like these trailers are coming from a place of just, they know how excited we are about them, and they seem just as excited as we are. And so at the end, where Crom like is pathetically lying on the ground and says, maybe I can join next time, it's like, nope, today. And then, they're just having fun. Here it is. Here's a final smash where Crom's, to me, that's great. That is, as you said, some sort of awareness, you know what I mean, of what's coming with this trailer. I love all of that about it.
It has so much more personality than the Pokemon trailer we just watched. And I love when Nintendo gives you a cheeky little wink and they're like, we're adorable, we're Nintendo, we do these little things and we can get away with it. It's so much fun.
I would give this a 9, but I think those PSs are silly. I will drop it to an 8.8. But again, please do this. Everyone who ever has any idea to make a trailer, make every trailer you release this exciting and this exceptional, and something that, it's like the Team Fortress things where it's like you have to watch all of them. I'm not even into this game, and like I just have to watch each one of these individual episodes because they're each unique, they're each exciting. This wasn't in a Nintendo Direct. This just popped up, right?
Yeah.
Just boom. We get this trailer, these announcements. Yet another reason to be excited about Smash Brothers. What do you think, Kyle?
Really good score. Again, basically to reiterate why most of these Smash Bros. Trailers are so good, is they start with that flashy reveal, that sort of suspense. Coming in, you're about to see a new character. They show you that new character, but then shows gameplay. Shows you this character within the game. Here's how you will, when playing it, play as that character. And I think that's why that makes them generally all very good trailers. And just, that awareness, that excitement that just shines throughout this. Oh my gosh. It's a 9.3.
It's a 9. I want more of the Nintendo quirk. I want a PPS. I want to go beyond the PS. That's 9.
It's also P.S. isn't it?
Yes, and they just put the 1 dot.
Yeah.
That's
Intentional
Nintendo.
flub by Nintendo?
Not even.
There's no way to tell.
No.
Speaking of fighting game reveals, Tekken is back. And can I just say, I'm so glad that there are franchises that just number their games. Tekken 7. Not Tekken 7 Dark Memories.
Sure.
Not Tekken Awakening of Evil. Tekken 7. Done. Period. You get it? We're back. I love it. How many franchises doing that?
There was a Tekken 5 something to Tekken's.
Well, they are not doing that anymore. And
Right,
you know
yeah.
what? Tekken 7 might get one down the road.
Yeah.
They might just slap one on. But still, I mean, recognizing that that's a big event, that's something that fans of your franchise will get excited about, and someone like me who does not play Tekken a great deal will appreciate because it is exciting, we make headlines for trailers here, and it's fun to make a headline for something that has just a strong numeral attached to it. Boom, another Tekken.
Yeah.
You play a lot of Tekken, Kyle?
Tekken 3 I played a lot of, and not much since then. I think I played a lot of Tekken 6, actually, for whatever reason. Yeah, I do. I like this series' weird continuity. I actually do like it.
Speaking of fighting games being announced, this was at EVO this weekend.
Right, yeah.
Playable?
The Evolution Fighting Tournament, is that the official name?
That is.
Okay.
Yeah.
It was playable at EVO? Or just...
No, it
No, it was
premiered.
announced.
The trailer
okay.
was
Yeah,
announced.
in between grand finals.
So that's smart.
Yeah, and we talk a lot about the context of a trailer's reveal. Unfortunately, this was meant to be the title reveal even. However, the words Tekken 7 leaked. Some dumb thing on like Yahoo, I think, leaked about
Yeah.
Tekken 7 being on Unreal Engine and all that. And so that kind of, it's weird. It's affecting this trailer. This trailer is supposed to be, there's some suspense leading up to the title. And so it kind of sucks to walk in seeing Tekken 7 before you get to see any of this. Because you're meant to, so when you see a woman's back, you're meant to be like, what game is this? And instead you're seeing this woman's back thinking Tekken 7, who is, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so it affects all the reveals in a weird way.
We just watched a fighting game that's making characters the huge big deal. I think in the last Super Smash Brothers game, they did have a big story mode, and that was kind of a fail, wasn't it? Didn't a lot of people get frustrated? The Subspace Emissary that did not work out as well as planned.
Right.
And
sucks.
here's Tekken 7 not saying, oh, we have this crazy new game mode. Oh, our graphics are going to be so much better because we're going to be in the current generation. Look at all these wacky characters we're adding. Story. Specifically focuses on a very few amount of characters and says this will be a pivotal moment for this story of Tekken.
Yeah.
Interesting approach.
For a fighting game, especially.
For a fighting game.
Yeah. I love stories in fighting games, which I realize is really not what a lot of people who love fighting games like, but I love this stuff.
And they have the balls to throw out the words, the final battle, whatever that means. The final battle of these characters, the final battle of Tekken. Mm-hmm. Who knows, but definitely something that you can do to egg people on.
I feel like Heihachi's finally going down.
This
I
is
feel
gonna
like
be
they'll
it?
finally get him.
And he'll come back as
He's like
undead Heihachi.
He's like the only character who's been playable in every game, I think. I think it's been only him. He's so great.
Oh, I was just gonna say that when you do not excel at fighting games, like I don't, it's really great to have like stages to play through because you actually feel like you are progressing through a fight. Like you feel like you're getting better. You know, you're moving stage by stage, and it's a nicer feeling than just doing regular.
You might not be willing to grapple with your ineptitude at fighting games if it was just the fourth opponent, but if you're like, no, I have to get this message to my master.
Yeah,
this guy has trapped me on the bridge. Then it means a lot more.
Such a better feeling.
Really have to question the subtitles. I guess it was at an event, meaning the subtitles are English subtitles over English dialogue, which is weird. I mean, the only thing I can think of is that there's a big group of people and they're screaming and they might not be able to hear it, and so it's nice to have that there. And we're distracting because I was kind of getting into the story a little bit, and then the subtitle would pop up saying what the character was about to say in 1.2 seconds, and I would read that and then look up and wait for the character to say the sentence I just read.
That's a funny point.
So
that really does affect
If
that.
the dramatic pull was something that they were really going for, to maybe even grab some outsiders, some people who don't normally play Tekken, to be interested in a new Tekken sequel. And it's a little bit vague. I mean, I'm not a big Tekken fan, so I can't really get excited or kind of call upon that fire that was lit in me from the announcement of another Tekken 7.4.
Yeah, I think it's a classy reveal trailer for a fighting game. Yeah, it's selling us a title, right? Like the point of this whole trailer is to say Tekken 7's a thing. Here it comes. And I like all the stupid story things. I don't think I'll deduct points for subtitles. Even though you're right. Seeing a person's line before they say it definitely affects pacing. And that does suck. All right, but it's not a great trailer. Come on, show us more. Trailer is a 7.4.
No one's gonna give it a 7. Just a straight 7.
I'll give it a straight 7. No real basis beyond I'm not a huge Tekken fan, but I do love like how dramatic it is, and the push for the story is much more enticing to me than if they had just shown straight fighting gameplay footage.
And possibly gameplay footage. I mean, we'll probably see this cinema in the game, or we'll see these story elements pop up in the game. So maybe we're seeing something. It's not just like stills or like 2D images of these characters like put next to each other with dialogue in the background. Like they did put this together. They put these little CG scenes, whether they're in the game or not.
I think the grain effect is real cheap at this point. That film grain effect. Like, don't just put that on anything anymore.
I guess they're trying to distinguish between. I don't know if it's a flashback or what. They're trying to distinguish between two different.
Yeah, there's plenty of ways to do that without film grain.
You're here. Kyle Bosman hates film grain. There you have it.
So those are our trailers for the week. There were so many damn good trailers this week that I have to talk about 5 other ones. Okay. Assassin's Creed had 2 great trailers. I originally was going to talk about the Inside the Revolution one because they showed gameplay, which a lot of it we kind of saw at E3. But they had a trailer called Inside the Revolution that actually explains the French Revolution, which is fun. And if you kind of want to get into the story of that and you didn't see Les Miserables, then check that out. Battlefield 4 had a launch trailer that, Kyle, you liked the last Battlefield 4 trailer with the hover
it was so
crafts
good.
and stuff. This one was kind of fun like that. It wasn't structured exactly the same way, but it did do a good job of selling the latest update, the 4th update of 5 that are coming to Battlefield 4. Disney Infinity 2.0 announced Tinkerbell in a trailer. I've been looking at these trailers, folks, and they didn't suggest anything about Tinkerbell, and they've actually been really not sneaky about stuff. Like, they just put like Stitch in an earlier trailer, and then we're like, when's Stitch coming out? And they're like, what do you mean? And we're like, he was right in the trailer. Come on, you didn't even hide him. But they totally hid Tink. I mean, maybe Tink was in the background of some promotional material they released, but I didn't know that. So
Why
I was
is she so tall?
Legitimately surprised. Because she's a toy. They're all toys, Kyle.
Oh, don't do that. Don't say that.
But it's a toy. No, toys.
You're
playing not to
When you
scale?
put them in the game, they're not toys anymore. Then you are them.
No, they're still toys.
Oh my gosh.
We could talk about this. We should do an editorial report on that, Kyle. There's an adorable trailer for Gigantic, which I actually prefer to the last MOBA-ish shooter game that we were talking about last week.
Battleborn.
Had a trailer that was okay.
Better than Battleborn.
And the Gigantic trailer, I just thought was just more fun. I enjoyed it. I thought it did a better job selling it and actually showed gameplay. Although it's a super powered machine gun when they're showing a lot of no characters have machine guns, and all of a sudden you see this big like blasting turret at the end. And you liked Sacred 3 a couple weeks ago, Kyle, that had a cute trailer with the lady mounting the thing on her wall and the other guy's got his big statue. Yeah. And they had a trailer that was funnier that I invite you to check out called the Fighter trailer that I actually enjoyed much more than that other trailer. But we just talked about that, so I didn't want to throw Sacred out. And that was the week. Trailer of the week, everybody. Super Smash Brothers, probably.
Yeah, amongst
Oh,
a
yeah.
great week, but still, those Smash trailers.
Brothers.
So yeah, and there's a QuakeCon going on right now. I think as we speak, Doom is being revealed.
Cool, we're gonna
and
Doom
Comic-Con
trailer.
is next week, but this was just another week in games that all these awesome trailers came out. So if only every week was this plentiful. Thank you so much, Elise Williams, for sitting in.
Thanks for having me.
I'll
This is
probably
fun.
grab. There will be no Let's All Go to the Trailers next week because Kyle, you will be out and I will be at Comic-Con. Hopefully watching lots of awesome trailers. We might try to catch up that episode earlier in the week following. Maybe we'll do a Monday wrap-up and then do a Friday episode the week following. But we will be missing you guys next week. But tune in 2 weeks for another Let's All Go to the Trailers. Thanks for watching.